This conference will now be recorded.
Let us open. Okay, so as discussed, if there is a selector, of course it can be of anything. Let us copy some properties. So wherever there is a paragraph, in all the places it is applying. Then along with the paragraph, maybe a property or group of properties that should apply to multiple selectors. Like we can say, one second, hold on, it's hanging. So like we can say selector 1 comma selector 2 comma selector 3 comma and so on. And you can see here even the headings and even the headings and as well paragraphs are all applying with the given style. Then selector 1 space selector 2. The meaning of this one is the paragraph that is inside that div, then it will apply. I mean, especially for that paragraphs, it will apply. So there are two paragraphs. There are two divs, and which are under the paragraph, sorry, under the divs, these paragraphs are applying. Then even let us write span elements also. We have already. I just wants to add okay. So now we have written div space p, meaning the paragraph which is under the div wherever that paragraph will be applied with the given property or properties. Then what about if it is something like this. So it may apply. Now observe, it is applying directly at the same time which is inside the paragraph also. So we can say it is applying to the child at the same time grandchild also, like this. So when we have written greater than symbol, the meaning of this one is only for child, no concept of grandchild. So only for the child it is applying, whereas no point of grandchild. Okay, and then if we have written plus symbol, meaning of this one is after closing the div element, immediately there should be a span element. If it is matching the criteria, yes, there is one, it is matching. We can see here the first div, second div. After the second div, it is exactly matching to this given criteria. So that's why it is applying. And then if you have given tilde symbol, it should be after the div, but not immediately. It can also be anywhere. Only one, that is, for example, if we have given paragraph and then after the div, wherever that we have paragraphs, in all the places it is applying. So these are all the things that we can do with the selectors. What are those? Let me close this one. What are those? Selector, comma selector, like this. A number of selectors can have same properties, and a properties that will apply to selector when it is in a first selector, either it is a child or grandchild. But here, with when you use a greater than symbol, mandatory it should be a child. There is no concept of grandchild. Then plus symbol, that selector 2 immediately should be placed as soon as the selector 1 completes or closes. Whereas tilde symbol, it's not like that. It can be somewhere else even, but after that selectors of first one, the selector 2 should be there. So these are the things that how we can apply properties to selectors. Then applying properties or styles to attributes. Applying styles to attributes. Write a square bracket, the syntax, and then attribute name, a group of properties are applying to the particular attribute. Whereas attribute name and that equals to either in double quotations or single quotations. That is exact matching its value. Then attribute name tilde symbol equals to its value. Meaning at least a group of character or group of characters, if it is matching, then it will apply. Whereas here Exactly, it has to match. Even a lowercase or uppercase also not accepting the changes of lowercase or uppercase also not going to be accepted. Of course, then attribute name cap symbol equals to its value. So the meaning here is the value that should be matched to the attribute in the very beginning itself. Then attribute name dollar symbol equals to and its value. The value that should be in the ending. Attribute name star equals to its value, which is either in the beginning or ending or in middle. If it is matching finally, that will apply that properties. Now let us write something. Let me write services 2. Then okay. So let us write here a href and write title. Let us write something. You can see web services services of web development, then design services and its web. If you observe in all the cases, I am writing services as a common word. Of course, web is also there. Then let us make it at the end. Make it like this. And no services. So now title equals to okay. First, let us see. Then now, how to apply a style? Sorry, how to apply styles or properties to the attributes. The syntax is write a square bracket, then attribute name. To just copy this one. So wherever in all the places of a title attribute is given, for all the things, for all the title attributes, we have applied that property. Then along with the title attribute, if it should match, for example, you have written web, there is no exact match of web with, it's not matching, web is not at all equivalent to web services, and nothing is applying, sorry, nothing is matching. Okay, let me do one thing, let me make it something. Okay, you can see. So now it is not applying to anywhere because of it is not matching the title attribute and its value. When you have given exactly that particular place, exactly it will be a matching. And then if you have written word services and or anything with the tilde symbol equals to, then wherever that word services which is individually matching, then in all the places that applying the properties are applying services. Cap symbol means this particular word that should be in the beginning, like this, whereas dollar symbol means at the ending, even including a group of characters which is combination and with the hyphen symbols, everything. So finally that characters are matching or not, that is point here. Then star. So in all the places wherever we have a word or characters services is matching, then it is applying. Okay, so like this, this is how we can apply or work with the concept of what you can say services, sorry, um even I forgot this one, attributes. Then the next thing is how to work with the pseudo classes. Already we have written, or just we have discussed one example with the hover effect. The pseudo classes are also a built-in classes and which use it to apply the properties or styles to the content depends upon the content based, or else we can say user actions. What are those and how it will work? Let us apply. Okay, let us go with this content, not this one. Then the first we can do paragraph or any element or any selector colon after. In this, we can write a content. That means the meaning or the concept of this one is in all the places wherever that we have paragraph content. After that, at the ending, obviously this group of characters or the matter what we have given will be applied. So now let us see. Right. If you observe at the end of the paragraph, thank you, in all the places wherever there is a paragraph. So that is what you can see after the content of paragraph, write this content. And opposite of after is before. You can just make it something. Now, in the very beginning, that matter is displaying, and later that rest of the content. Okay. So now as we have already discussed hovering. So let us copy this one, its property. When we place a mouse over, it is highlighting only for the paragraphs. Then, if you want multiple paragraphs, multiple, not only paragraph, multiple elements or selectors that should be hover at a time is, you can also write like this, comma, h1 or anything, colon, hover. Only thing is, we have to write hovering concept at the same time that should apply for multiple things. See, even span, sorry, h1 and paragraphs are applying like this. Then now among the total number of childs or children in the body, the first child, you can see the first child. The meaning of this statement is when you enter into the body, the first element is nothing but a first child. that is just apply. But if it is not matching, actually we are saying that that first child should be a paragraph, but it is not matching, so it won't apply. Okay, when it comes to the div, yes, it will take even a blocks also. When it comes to the div, yes, that first element is itself, we can say first child, so it's matching in the div. Whereas another div, it is not matching. So wherever that is matching, it is applying. That is a first child, irrespective of a body, or we can say any sub blocks. As soon as it enters, that first element that should be is called first child should match. Okay, then now after that first after that sorry not after that opposite of first child is, you can say, last child. Obviously, in all the blocks wherever that paragraph is last, in the total body we have the total body we have this paragraph is last. And even in a div, yes, it is the only one last one. But whereas another div, the span is there, it's not a matching with paragraph. So wherever it is matching, it is just applying first child or first, sorry, last child, first element or last element. Then nth child among the total number of elements, among the total number of children, if that paragraph is in the second place, then apply this property or group of properties. Among the number of children, if that paragraph is in the second place, then second element, then apply these properties. Okay, then the same way you can also write here first of type among the total number of paragraphs, whereas child is just including all the elements, but whereas type means only that particular type, not going to be included in any other elements. So only that paragraph in the body, only that paragraph in the div, or only paragraph in the total. So how many are there among the total number of paragraph? First paragraph. Why it is highlighting two things here? Because when it is entering, it is the first paragraph, it's not going to consider. So first paragraph is applying, and as soon as it enters into the div, that is the first paragraph among the total number of paragraphs. Of course here we have only one, but we can say among the total number of paragraphs, the first paragraph. Okay, so the opposite of, I mean, it's not only for paragraph, you even can also apply for IMG or TD or TR or what you can say table, anywhere, UL or LI, something else. Okay, then last of type, meaning among the total number of paragraphs, the last paragraph. Then now nth of type of 2 or 3, whatever you want. Maybe if there are total, sorry, too many number of paragraphs, you can even write 3 or 4 or whatever. But as we have only few things here, so we are just matching which the second is matching or not. So in the body, it is a first paragraph, whereas it is a second paragraph. If you just keep aside this one, it is a second paragraph. So it will apply nth of type of 2, either in the body or else in the dues also. If there are no second paragraph, nothing else, like this. Okay, then now nth last of type of 2. Nth of type means from top to bottom second, whereas nth last of type of 2 means from bottom to top second, like this. So these are all you can see related to child and as well type. And colon selection, meaning when user is selecting a particular content, except of course, even though there are some other elements in the paragraph that is not highlighting, but only for paragraph it is highlighting. Selection, like this. Then next we can say target. So let us write here ahref. For example, let us write then two links, and each link is having its ID. Then when user clicks on it, first of all let us access. So when user clicks on it and we want to highlight ID equals to home, whereas when user clicks on second link, I want to highlight, or else we want to highlight that another div with ID about us. Now if you see, there are two links and user clicking, it is giving preference or it's highlighting something. It is just taking to that particular part, but we are unable to find out which is that exactly highlighted. So to make it clear, let us write now. Let us write colon target and apply the property or properties. Then when user clicks on particular link, that particular div totally it's highlighted now. Then when user clicks on about us, this particular div. So we got a clarity that where that user is clicking and which what is that content is highlighting. Then how to work with the input elements of highlighting. Let us write Now write input type equals to text, name equals to something username, and value equals to. Additionally, input type equals to email, name equals to email address, then value equals to. And now okay, we have two input elements, and let us write some values also inside that. At the rate of 20. Okay, now when you have given input, and for example, light, let us write a background color also RGB of, if you have written RGB, just it's going to display a black color. And what is that RGBA? With the opacity also you can write along with the combination of here original and at the same time and setting of opacity. Okay, first of all, let us see here right now. So blacker and the text something. All the input elements is applying. But when we have written in the input element, you are applying an attribute where a type and that equals to that particular thing it is matching. Only for that, in all the input elements, it is just finding out where is the type attribute, and that too it should match exactly with a text which we have given. For that it will be applied. The same way for even also you can make it something different. You can write like this here. I just wants to make it for timing reverse. So now for text it is black with the text red, whereas for email it is background color red with the text is black, opposite we have just written. This is how you can write. And what about the concept of a clicking, which is called focusing? For example, for the input elements especially, we say it is called focusing, means which user is has to click on it. So input type text colon focus. For timing, let us do one thing. Make it something combination. Something I just written and then so when user clicks on it, then it is changing. So you based on the user action that it's changing or assigning or what to say updating its styles. Like this, you can have n number of pseudo class. Already we have discussed few things, and there are few more things also. Just search in the Google. I mean, because we can't discuss all the points of pseudo classes. There are few more things, so you can just search and find out. Just make it a list of all the pseudo classes. And with this, we have done with the properties. What you can say, selectors and attributes and pseudo classes. Now, as discussed, let us create a website with a combination of whatever we have discussed properties and aligning something a properties in a proper way and designing a website. Okay, then one second. So, for example, if we want to create any news portal or something else, let us create a concept of a news portal because of it can have all the different types of contents. That is, we can say navigation, we can say articles with headings, subheadings, and as well images and links, everything. So let us create something news portal, and I just wants to go with see, images whatever we have. Additionally, CSS folder and scripts. Even though we don't have or we did not enter the scripts, let us make it something folder and every website that should be displayed in the center of the window. As of now, okay, we can make it a design with a combination of HTML and CSS, a website with a nice alignment and nice fonts and everything. Here in this, we even discuss some other thing, additional thing point is a font coming or using a different font which is not related or sorry, which is not of a system font. A system fonts are Calibri Times New Roman and we can say Arial, Verdana like this. But if we want to use something a different which has to be used in different effects, we have to get somewhere else. So how to use that we will discuss in this. And let us create a root file which is in index and basic structure doc type HTML, HTML language EN, and then okay, as we have something heading. Additionally, let us write some meta elements, meta charset UTF-8, which is character encoding, then name equals to title, whereas content equals to whatever that you want. Name equals to something keywords and author revisit. Like this, we have a number of things. Even a description, a basic or common things I am writing here. Okay, and let us create a link element where we can in CSS folder make it something style dot CSS. In scripts make it something, okay, script or something else dot JS. Now link href CSS and then CSS style dot CSS and then type equals to text by CSS and then REL style sheet. If we want, of course, even now, in this we are not going to use any programming, but let me just include that script also. So to include that script, we have to use a script element opening and closing separately, and then script type equals to text by JavaScript, and then src, and that equals to JS, sorry, scripts now, scripts folder and something. So irrespective of any website, that should be in the center with common, or we can say with fixed layout. Let us create something now, a website with fixed layout, and with HTML CSS you can try to make it a responsive, but it's too risky because we have to write properties according to the resolutions, as we have extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. Five categories or five resolutions. Extra small things like extra, which is considered mobiles or tablets, something like this. Whereas medium means it is tablets and desktops. Okay, tablets, of course, even with the portrait and landscape. So there are different resolutions which are less than or equals to 576, which are less than or equals to 768, which are less than or equals to 992. Like this, we have few things. So to make it in all the or you can say resolutions, we have to write in media queries at the rate of symbol media and so on. That we can do it, but anyway, that it is very easy to work the concept of responsive, meaning irrespective of website, irrespective of a website, that should fit irrespective of the resolution. Using Bootstrap, that we can easy to work. So when we enter into Bootstrap, that we can discuss at this moment, we just give preference to make it something a proper alignment and content properly with the given CSS styles into the HTML. When you want to, okay, we have discussed a property that should apply to the particular HTML element. We have written that element open and closing curly braces, or a custom, we have written an ID or something class name. But now here, irrespective of the page, overall your website, it should apply something common property. Then in this case, you can apply or you can go with the star. Is called universal selector. Star of opening closing curly braces, and whatever the properties that we are going to write, that will be applicable throughout your website. But we'll let you know what is that we are going to apply. Then something body. Let all h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. We'll write that properties, even a paragraph. Okay, first thing is, as we want something, let us make it something, a nice background effect. Okay, I just want to go with this where it is something grid lines or something box is there. So in the body, background, color, additionally writing an URL from the CSS style.css. You are totally coming out of this and entering into the images folder. And what is that? You can say beach. Leave it. Automatically, it will be repeated for a number of times. In this, now we want to set something a width. Okay, before that, we want to use, or we will be just keep ready of a fonts. You can go with a fonts for free. There are two different ways. Either you can directly use the font link and can use into your design, or else downloading and converting it into suitable way. Meaning every font defaultly it will be in terms either OTF or TTF. You can just check it out. Either OTF or TTF formats it will be. But coming to the point of websites or web applications, it's better to convert it into WOFF. So to make it WOFF, you need to explicitly download and how to convert. But here, if you just set fonts for website something free. See, there are different fonts and it's different effects, Mon, Open Sans, Meriwether, and so on and so on. So this is one of the website. As just now I told you, you even can download it and can convert. Let us. Then there are different fonts where you can download it, and if you observe, see, it is OTF or it will be otherwise TTF. Once you download, you just have to click on generator and upload that font and convert it to WOFF. It will do automatically. When you click on yes, it will show a button, but you did not upload it with font now, so it's not showing. Once you download it and upload a font, then it will convert, and you can copy your, what you can say, font style sheet they have given, and the converted fonts, everything. Or else you even can simply go with the Google fonts or any other fonts which are there directly giving on live itself. We just can use that links. How it will be. For example, for the headings, I want something else. For paragraphs, sentences, and alphabets, numerical custom for all these things. So you even can also make it something. mm, okay, I want to go this for heading a logo, something else. So I just let. Additionally, this is also we can make it something for heading. Whatever the fonts that you can make it, so you want to use, you can use. And this is just we can say some text for paragraphs. Okay, enough for timing. Okay, let us make it something, and then either you can go with a link effect, or else you can go with import all the fonts. But one thing, all the fonts are coming from this URL and font family and so on so on. So copy this at the rate of which is a decorator, import, importing this URL in the very beginning of your style sheet. And then except you can say two different things. Okay, this roboto condensed or Oswald, these two things we can make it something like a headings or something for logos or something else. Whereas these three things we can use any of these things, not all the things. Okay, any of these three things we can go with the paragraphs. So now for all the headings, if you want something, okay, let me go with this font family and font weight, because I mean we can't write font size because it is different for each and everything. Whereas let me go with to the paragraph. Hmm, and font size, obviously you can make it 15 pixels, and font weight, make it normal. Additionally, you can write few more properties, but for timing, let it be like this. And then you can say here common or general styles. Whereas here wrapper styles, just covering up of total web page into one. So write a class and make it something name wrapper. It's just not an important exactly you can use, but wrapper it means generally we can say covering up of all the items. Here we are going to make it something what you can say header, footer, navigation, sidebar, all these points, sorry, all these things right now. So that's why we just wants to make it all the things at one. That's why we have just written wrapper. And then inside this wrapper, defaultly we can go with a large device. You can just set here width 992 pixels, which is a default or standard. And when you have written, let me just write a border for time being. Solid. Let us do one thing. Sorry, color codes. So we want to go with something. Let us apply. And then apply this wrapper in the HTML element. Make it something wrapper starts comment open and close, because we will be writing a number of things in between that. So wrapper ends. Div class wrapper, and see that output. So far what we have done, it is just displaying something a line, but we want something, this line should be in the center of the window without any gap in the top. So to align the total, it is a box which we are going to open. It is a main item which we are going to open. So to make it an alignment, as discussed, we can just make it a margin in the universal selector, because the total website that should be in center. So we can write here margin 0 pixels, top and bottom, whereas auto. By writing like this, now you can see here like this. In the top, there is no gap, and automatically it is centered. Based on the device width, it just reducing the given width and dividing it into equally two parts, left and right. Inside this, now we are going to make it something a logo and something a navigation and so on. So let us do one thing. Mm, banner ads with the different sizes we want to use. For example, if it's individual, They have clubbed all these things. Okay, why should we have to waste our time? Because in searching for this, it will be something. Make it something. So then first we are writing a wrapper, and inside this we want header and width that should be same 92 pixels, and height that should be approximately, we want something 50 pixels. Let it be the background we have already given, and let it be now get a background for this white. Now apply this header inside that wrapper. And then div class okay. So we opened something, a box to display something here. You can see a logo and something. If you want something to display small ad, you can just download and make it something, or make it leave it. So I just wants to make it a nice logo as it is news portals. So write a logo, then font. Okay, let me write font family. I want this one. Let it be even font weight also bold. Additionally, I want font size approximately, let us go with 15, and line height. First of all, color, let us write color. We want something border same like this. Then first, and one more point, in the header we want to make it columns. Let it be for timing 2 columns, left and right. So you can write here header left or header right or any other names, and that width should be, if you want fix, you can fix, or you can make it auto, and this should be in the left hand side. That's why we have written here float left. In the same way, header right width auto, and then float right. Now in the header we want, sorry, in the header left we want to display logo. So div class header left. Inside this can go with any other, and applying that class is important. Logo, news, something. Now something we are getting, but it is in the very what can I say, it is showing towards to top, and there is no space in the left hand side at all. So first thing, we can give a padding. Let us write here for the logo, padding, top and bottom make it 0 pixels, left and right something 10 pixels. Then see something, and then you want to bring that exactly in the center position of that strip, of that header strip. So you can just write a line height. How much of main height we have? 50 pixels. The same you can just write here, line height, and then it will automatically bring it the exact center of a strip by writing that line height exactly of how much you have that main header, like this. Okay, and additionally, for example, a logo, inside that, if there is a span, meaning of this one we have discussed, that's what we have, whatever we have discussed we are just applying. So in the logo, if there is a span, we just wants to make it something, close this one, we just wants to make it something light color, so to see difference. And now make it for, okay, right now inside that logo we are writing a span, something different, dark and light something. Now let it be like this, the top bar, and we create a navigation bar, and we write with navigation including the drop downs how it will be. Okay, so after the header we want to create something, a navigation. Okay, just hold on for a moment please. Then after the header, let us write here header styles, and then now navigation styles. So write navigation with the same, and height it should be 30 pixels, and if something it should be for timing, let me do one thing. Background light gray. Inside this we want to make it something list of items. For timing, just right here. After that header, navigation starts. Right, edu and class equals to navigation. And inside, okay, first of all, let us see. And we want something a line after the header, meaning after completing of header, we want just a border bottom with 1 pixel solid, and then okay, let us go with something like this. Additionally, okay, it will be like this. We can discuss. Now we want to make it something a list of items. For time being, let me just bring somewhere else. We want to create a list of items with the navigation, with navigation and its drop down also. Okay, something we have. UL a sorry, let us write and we want something a drop down also. Let us for example, if we want something in the in this link, a drop down, we will write all the styles later. First we are trying to make it something. it something. So let us see first how far it is displaying. It just displaying with the like this. We have to just adjust one by one. We need to remove that bullet points. We need to make it side by side. We need to remove that anchor underscore links underscore lines and further. So to make it proper way, first of all, let us write here UL. Okay. Okay, it is common thing. UL, if we don't want throughout the website that the list of items that should not have any bullet points, then you can go with this UL list style none. Then the later things are you can make it accordingly. So in the UL list items, why we are writing like this means in this website now we are creating a navigation. That doesn't mean the same properties should be used for in another way. That is, if we want to give a sidebar list of items, that is some other list of items drop down, sorry, some other list of items. A sidebar list of items is totally different, and navigation is totally different right now. So that's the reason we are maintaining in the very beginning onwards separately a list items, and we don't want padding, so padding 0 pixels, and then margin 0 pixels. First apply this class list items to the UL list items something, and then we need to make it side by side. So in the UL, if there is an li, and if we are having a class list item individually, then it should display block all the items that should be adjusted automatically. So we can say position, position relative, position absolute, position fixed. These are the three different values. When it comes to the point of position absolute, that particular item is fixed and it won't adjust with the other item. Whereas position relative means it will just adjust according to the other items. Whereas fixed means it will give preference to the background, something have to move, whereas a friend it will be fixed somewhere else. Like as we have done background image that is fixing at center point or something somewhere else, and the content is like this. Okay, and additionally we can write all the items that should be left. It is all the items that should show side by side. So we just have written what you can say float left, and this class we need to apply in all the LIs that we'll discuss, and further statements we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay, and once we complete tomorrow the designing of website, then we enter into the bootstrap 2 additionally. Okay, So clear the things what we have discussed today to all of you.
Yes.
Right then. Okay then, thank you and bye. We'll meet tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.